In this video, we'll be hunting 2 boxes of pennies, as well as seeing if we make any more progress to the Penny Hunt and Fill album. Of course, we'll be looking for wheat cents from 1958 or older. Also be looking for any proofs, foreigns, heirs or varieties, or any other cool things we can find, as well as pulling aside any copper cents we get, seeing how much we can fill up the copper jar. I have checked for enders for both of these boxes. No enders in terms of wheat cents or foreigns or anything. Do have a 1959 under there, which is pretty close and kind of a good sign. Hopefully that means there's some older coins in these boxes. So let's start the hunt and start hunting penny box number 1, and I'll bring you in when we have our first find. Roll number 1. This is definitely a good sign when you get a wheat cent in the first roll. Just open the roll near the back. I see the first wheat cent of the hunt right there, and it's going to be 1951 from Denver. Roll 4. We're up to 2 wheat cents now. Did just uncover one from the 40s. This time, 1945 out of Philly. Roll number 8, and I do just open the roll, and we have the first Canadian of the hunt. I bring you in because it's going to be a young head right here. And it's going to be 1964, common last year, but still, definitely a cool find. Roll number 8, and I just uncovered yet another wheat cent, so already up to 3 for the box, which is an awesome start. This time another 40s, 1946 from Denver. Roll 15, just uncovered wheat cent number 4. This one is another one from 1946, but this time it's out of Philly. Just opened roll 17, and I see the edge of wheat cent number 5 near the beginning of the roll. This one is here. And the 5th wheat cent is a 1942 from Denver. Still on roll 17, and there's actually another edge of a wheat cent that I did miss, but this one's near the back of the roll right here. This one is another 1942 Denver. Just laid out roll 23. I see the edge of the 7th wheat cent. This one is near the back of the roll right here. And this one looks like it could be a little older based on the wear. And it is an older one, 1928 out of Philly. We do have that one for the album. It's a common date, but it is an old wheat cent from the 20s, and that's super cool to find. Well, I'm back with an empty box, and that's because box number 1 has been hunted. The first 23 rolls were pretty good. We ended up with 7 wheat cents, but the last 27 rolls, absolutely nothing. The box just completely shut off. Very, very odd. But as I said, we did get 7 wheat cents, including the last wheat cent we got, which was that 1928 Philly, which was the best find in the box. Also got some side finds as well, a lot more Canadians in the second half than the first half, but overall, kind of a decent box. Unfortunate that it turned off, but we still did get 7 wheat cents, which is okay at least. So now we're going to move on to box number 2. Hopefully we can do a little bit better in this box. Roll 13, still no wheat cents for box number 2, so I'm a little worried about the box. Probably might have to add a 3rd box onto the video if this box doesn't heat up soon, but just opened this roll, and I do see a really wide edge right there. I'm thinking we could have a proof penny. I haven't found a penny proof in a very long time. Let's see if it is. And it's a 1964, and I do believe that is going to be a proof. It does have kind of a proof shine to it, not showing as well on camera. Been in circulation for a little bit. It's not in perfect condition, but I do believe this is a 1964 proof penny, especially because of that edge way wider than normal. I don't think I've ever found a Philadelphia proof penny before, so that's pretty cool. Even though it's not in the best shape, not worth very much at all, still a very cool find. Same roll as that proof, and I just laid it out. We are going to have the first wheat cent in this roll as well, so proof and the first wheat cent in the box in this roll. Hopefully can be a good sign for the box. Hopefully it's not as slow as it has been. First wheat cent for box 2 is 1951 Denver. Roll 19. We're going to have the second wheat cent for box number 2. As I was flattening out the roll, saw it pop out in the back, one away from being an ender. And this wheat cent's going to be 1954 from Denver. Roll 29. We're now up to 3 wheat cents for the second box. Did just uncover another one from the 50s. 1957 from Denver. 10 rolls later, we're now on roll 39. We're now up to 4 wheat cents for box number 2. Has been a pretty slow box. Probably will add a 3rd box onto this video unless we get something great out of the remainder of this box. This wheat cent's going to be 1946 from Philly. Box number 2 has been hunted, and it was a bit of a slow box. Only 4 wheat cents for the whole box, which is definitely a slow box. A few more Canadians as well, and the best find of the box, in my opinion, was that 1964 proof. Definitely is a proof, did confirm it, definitely has a proof strike to it, so definitely interesting to find that. Might be my first Philadelphia proof penny I've ever found, not sure about that, but cool regardless. Anyways, since we only have 11 wheat cents for the 2 boxes we've hunted, I am going to add a third box onto the hunt, so I'll get a third box, add it onto the hunt, and bring you in on the first find of box number 3. Box 3 is off to a pretty good start because we're on roll number 2, and just a few coins into the roll, we have the first wheat cent of this box. Hopefully it can be a little bit better than the first 2 boxes. And this one's going to be just a 58 out of Denver. Roll 6, and I'm definitely feeling a lot better about box number 3. I'm noticing a lot more older coins and copper, and now in this roll, we have 2 wheat cents, so that's 2 and 3 for box number 3, which is a great start. This one's going to be 1952 Denver. And then other one I did see further back in the roll, right here. Third wheat cent for box 2 is a 1949 out of Denver. Same roll, and I actually didn't notice it, but that roll had 3 wheat cents in it. So this is number 4 for box number 3 now. It does have a little corrosion, maybe why I didn't notice it. This one's going to be 1953 from Denver. Roll 9, and hopefully this turns out to be a good box. So far it's going pretty well because we're already up to 5 wheat cents for the third box. This one is in the middle of the roll right here, and it's going to be 1940 from Denver. Roll 10, and this box is still being pretty hot. We have another wheat cent here, and this is going to be number 6 for box 3. This box is pretty good, maybe a long video, but that's alright. Long video just means more finds. This wheat cent is 1950 from Denver. Roll number 11. Box 3 continues to stay hot. We already have wheat cent number 7 for the box, already tying box number 1, already over box 2. This one's another 1952 Denver. Roll 16, just uncovered the 8th wheat cent for the final box, so this is the best box of the video officially. This one's just a 1956 Denver. Roll 18, now up to 9 wheat cents for the final box. Just uncover it. It's last year, 1958 Denver. Same roll, literally 2 or 3 coins later. We have wheat cent number 10 for the final box, already up to double digits, 18 rolls in. Super great start. This one's a 46 Denver in decent shape. Next roll, we have yet another wheat cent. This is number 11 for this box. This one's just a 1957 from Denver. Roll 20, we have another 3 wheat cent roll for this box. Definitely a very hot box. Probably going to get more wheat cents than the other 2 boxes combined. 2 wheat cent reverses right there, and one in the back of the roll. I can already see the date. This one is another 1952 Denver. And we have 2 wheat cent reverses here. Go for this one first. On to 1953 Denver, and this one right here, that one is 1946 out of Denver. 3 more wheat cents. This box is definitely staying hot. Roll 23, we're going to have another wheat cent in this roll. This one's right in the middle. See the reverse right here. No oldies out of this box, just a lot of 40s, 50s. This one's probably just another newer one, and it is just another 1952 Denver. Roll 24, we're going to have another roll of 3 wheat cents. This is the third roll like that of this box. I see the dates of all of them. First one here is 1955 Denver. Here we have a 1944. It's also from Denver. Also, as you see a Canadian as well, might as well pull out, is just a modern one, just a 1991. And the last wheat cent of the roll I saw right here is 1942 out of Philly. So 3 rolls of 3 wheat cents in this box. Definitely a really awesome box. Let's keep going, see how many more we can get. Roll 26, we're going to have yet another wheat cent. This box is definitely going to have a lot more wheat cents than the first 2 combined. I'm excited to see how many we can get. This time we have 1946 Denver. Roll 27, and this hasn't happened in quite a while, but we have 2 wheat cents in this roll. They're right next to each other right there, so 2 wheat cents in the same roll right next to each other is pretty cool to see. We have another 1946 Denver and another 1944 Denver. Next roll, we've already had a few rolls with 3 wheat cents. How about a roll with 4? We have 3 in the back there with 2 right next to each other, and also just a couple coins in the front. We have another one. So we have 4 wheat cents in this roll, which is insane. This one's pretty nice. It's a 1955 from Denver. Let's pull up the 2 that are right next to each other. And they are 1958 Denver and 1941 out of Philly. Now we have one more here for 4. That's a crazy roll in a crazy box. This one is a 54 Denver. Let's go. Roll 29, just uncovered another wheat cent. Maybe we have another one a couple coins behind. I'll have to see. It looks a little older. What I know is a 1945 Philly, and we do have another one a couple coins behind, that one being a 1940 out of Philly. Roll 30, we have another wheat cent for this box. Again, I'm excited to see how many we can get. This is definitely going to be box 1 and 2 combined. This one is just 1948 Denver. Roll 32, yet another wheat cent to just uncover it. And this one's just another 1957 from Denver. Roll 34, uncovered yet another wheat cent. Once again, it's one from the 40s. No oldies for this box. Maybe we can get 1 or 2 out. We'll see. This one's just another 46 Denver. Roll number 37, and I just uncovered an oldie. Haven't looked at it too closely, but I think it was either a 1915 or a 1918. Has some corrosion on it, but it is an old wheat cent. It's actually, looks like probably a 1913. I'm going to put it under the scope to confirm. Yeah, that looks like a 1913 wheat cent. Very, very old, one of the oldest ones of the series, and 1913 is one of the ones we need. So we just filled a spot in the album. Super excited to do that. Again, not in the best shape, very corroded, but it is the 1913 wheat cent. We're going to be adding it to the album. Super, super exciting to find that. This box just went from great to excellent. Next roll, we're going to have another wheat cent. This one is just a few coins in at the beginning of the roll, right here. Doesn't look like it's going to be as old as the last one. It's just a 1946 out of Philly. Roll 39, we have another roll with 3 wheat cents. I think this is the 4th roll that's had 3, and we even had one with 4. See 2 dates right here, both from the 40s. We have a 1945 Denver there, and then a few coins later, we have a 1944 out of Philly. And then the 3rd wheat cent in the back, reverse facing, right here. And this one's going to be 1953 from Denver. Roll 41, we have another wheat cent. We're on roll 41, and it's another 1941 out of Philly. Next roll, we have another wheat cent as well as another Canadian. This one is just a modern Canadian. I'll pull it out just because I have it here. It's a 2004, and the wheat cent I see is right here. It's going to be 1945 from Denver. Roll 44, just open the roll. We're going to get yet another wheat cent, one away from being an ender in the back. We have another 1958 Denver. Next roll, just like the last time, we have another wheat cent that's splashed out in the back, but this time it's reverse facing. This one is actually from the 30s, 1937 out of Philly. Pretty decent shape, could upgrade the album, we'll have to see, but definitely great to see another pre-40s wheat cent. Once again, next roll, and I see the edge of another wheat cent. This one is once again near the back of the roll, this time right here. This one's going to be 1951 out of Denver. Roll 48, we have a couple more wheat cents in this roll, both reverse facing. I see the first one right here. This one is 1949 from Denver. And then the second one, I wasn't sure. Did see that it was a wheat cent, has a lot of gunk on it. But this one's going to be another 1944 Denver. Roll 49, we're going to have another wheat cent in this roll. This one is near the back right here. This box has been absolutely excellent box. We'll have to see how many wheat cents we got. Definitely lost track a long time ago. This one's going to be a 1950 Denver. Third and final penny box has been hunted, so let's go over all the finds. We end up with 8 1959s, 37 Esmonds, as well as 46 2009s. Foreigns, all of them are Canadian, and we ended up with 16 for the hunt, including one older, just a 1964 Younghead, but still cool to see. A couple of miscellaneous finds, one 60D small date in pretty decent shape, and what I believe is my first ever Philadelphia proof penny ever found. little harder to tell on camera, but it definitely has the proof finish. It's a 1964 out of Philly proof penny. Saw it by the edge, so it's definitely a proof based on just that. Super cool to find that. It is a little circulated, but still super cool to find. Now for the wheat cents. The first 2 boxes were pretty slow. 7 wheats out of box number 1, 4 out of box 2, but box number 3 gave us 43 wheat cents. So that was a really hot box, one of my better boxes in a long time. Kind of an odd distribution. Not a single San Francisco minted wheat cent in all those wheat cents, and every single wheat cent from 1948 and later is from Denver, which is kind of odd, kind of a weird mini collection dump in the last box of mostly Denver's. Kind of an odd thing to see. Did get a few older ones as well. One from the 30s, 1937, and one from the 20s, 1928 out of Philly. Do already have both of those, but what I'm most excited about and my favorite find of the hunt, did get a 1913 out of Philly, very old wheat cent to find, and it will fill a spot in the album. There's a little bit of wear on it, a little less wear than you'd see, but it does look like it was probably dug metal detecting out of the ground, so it has some corrosion on it, but still super cool to find some old wheat cents in this many, especially out of that last box being so hot. Now for the copper, did fill a jar about 20 rolls into box number 3, so I emptied it and started a new jar, so we got about 1 1/4 jars for 3 boxes, and I do usually expect with a 3-box hunt to fill the jar, so definitely a good amount of copper. So got a lot of finds on the board. We already know we have at least one for the album, so we'll go through the finds and see how much progress we can make, and I'll bring you back once I've updated the album. Just finished updating the album, and I'm glad to say we made a little bit more progress than we hoped. We knew we had one edition, but we had a little bit more as well. So here's that one edition in the album, that 1913, 76 million minted, not a super rare year, but always harder to fill those earlier years, and now we're getting a few more of them filled, which is great to see. Then we also had a couple of minor upgrades in the memorial cents. We upgraded the 1962P and the 1962D. The 62P is probably one of the worst memorial cents we had in the album, had a lot of brown on it. Glad to upgrade that, and there are a few BU 62Ds I pulled out of the boxes, and I used the best one to upgrade that. So overall, great progress to the album for this far into the series. I'm excited to continue, see how much more progress we can make in the next episode. And I'll see you in the next episode of the Penny Hunt and Fill series.